Welcome to Fiber Hustle. My name is Chip.
My name is Aaron.
I like to sew to get the world out of my system.
I like to knit and crochet and ready to celebrate the Dirty 30.
What?
It's our 30th episode.
The Dirty 30.
It's our Dirty 30. I don't know how dirty it's going to get, but it's our 30th episode at least.
And you like to watch.
You do. I just said episode 30 of Fiber Hustle. Your favorite little
Fibercast.
dog and pony show, whatever it is, tacky little show.
So welcome. It has been quite a few moments. Lots of stuff has changed in the world, and we are glad to be back. We're glad to see you. We hope you're glad to see us.
Yes, we hope you're glad to see us. We have everything for you. This episode's action-packed. We have, what are you making? We have a new Meet the Maker with knotty knitting sacks. We have You Made That? And then we have some bingo recap and catch up. And then we have some gifts that we got each other for Christmas, or gifts that people have sent us because they're super generous and super nice.
Love it. Are you ready for the ride?
I am ready for the ride.
Okay, so part of our recap is, again, the floor is lava, me not getting off the couch. And you are partly to blame because I got the entire box set of Fringe.
Yes.
With Joshua Jackson.
With Joshua Jackson.
That's the only, I like the show, he likes Joshua Jackson, so it's
like
a win-win.
both.
It's a win-win.
I mean, it's no Dawson's Creek, but Fringe is pretty good.
So we are already up to
Season 3?
Season 3. So like there's 5 seasons and we are just blowing through it.
Yeah, if you're a sci-fi person, think of X-Files without the aliens. That's what Fringe is or was, because it was, when did it come out? 2009 or so? What happened?
I was just thinking, that's what Fringe is for.
That's what Fringe is. And again, the most important thing about it has Joshua Jackson as one of the stars.
And every night I have to like complain he's got a bad attitude in it.
You do. You always make fun of the character and him, and I'm like, it's just a show. Get over it.
Let it go.
Let it go. What else? Christmas. We're super behind on. We didn't make dreams come true. We have a whole box of Christmas cards with not a single signature on them, no envelopes, no stamps.
Is it okay to be talking to, what is today? Today is the 9th?
Well, it's gonna show probably in a few days.
Yeah, so we're already 1 week into the new year and we're talking about Christmas. Is that okay?
I think it's okay, just because we're so behind. I think that we should actually do a Christmas in July, like knit along. That way we're so caught up for the Christmas of 2021.
All I know is that, you know what, there was good intentions and just like, I was off for 2 weeks and I have plenty of excuses as they need to come.
Excuses are the best thing, and if things don't happen, then they don't happen.
Wait, what?
What is that? It's an elf with a note.
Do you want to read it?
No, you okay.
Go ahead.
Here we go.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. or Mrs. Elf. Dear Fiber Hustle, your late holidays are over. He can't write very well. Dear Fiber Hustle, your late holidays are over. That was rude. We're talking about the holiday, dude.
Apparently, where is it? There it is. Yes, so
I don't know where he came from.
Thanks for the throwing us under the bus.
Oh my gosh, you are a little cutie patootie. Can I help you find your way back into all the other holiday gear? Oh my gosh, this is so cute. I didn't even see him up there.
That is hilarious. Okay, so now that we're in it to win it, let's go for the ride.
Yeah, let's
Aaron,
just get into it.
You made that?
I did make that. So I don't have it here, but I did finish my sister's City Limits sweater. It was, yes, wow. It was put in the mail Monday with USPS. It says it's going to be there actually on Monday. So it's going to take a full week to get there. But I finished it. I was very excited about it. The City Limits is by Tana's Fiber Arts. It is fingering held double, or you can do fingering held double with mohair. I chose to leave out the mohair. People who have been watching this little show for the last few months have seen me working on it. Really easy pattern, actually. The instructions are great. I don't know which way she's going to wear it, because you can wear it inside out, or you can wear it with the stockinette side outside out. Yes. So I'm going to let her make up her mind on that. I did run out of yarn. Last time we talked, I did run out of yarn, so I had to order a few new skeins. My tip to everyone is to make sure that you do have enough yarn for your project, because I got the yarn, and just because it's a different dye lot, colors looked a little bit different, but it wasn't that bad or of situation, just because we marled everything, since you're holding things, dropping a color, picking up a color, dropping another color, picking up a color. So it all blends in nicely. But I think if I was doing a solid like orange sweater, and then I ran out of orange and had to ask an indie dyer to dye it again, the color would be off. But since I got to marl it, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Maybe. For years, I've had the habit of, if I were to go to Target on the days that I used to go out and out.
I was just saying, when have you gone to Target?
Whenever I did my shopping, I always had to get a minimum of 2 of something. It was very difficult for me to ever,
Still is for you.
Whether it's rice, whether it's a yard of fabric, maybe that's why, because I want to make sure that my rice is going to match if I have to.
Just like when you got 2 cats, because you're afraid one would go bad, and one went bad. We got Seamus and another kitty at the same time, and one went bad a few months later.
So all these pearls of wisdom.
Yes, but then you won't be stuck with a plethora of yarn, but it was just one of those things that I didn't do the math well or something like that, so I did run out, but everything worked out, and I think she's going to love it.
So she hasn't gotten it yet?
I think it's supposed to arrive tomorrow, hopefully, and trying to think if we talked before this, but she did, excuse me, a little nose itch, she did break her leg a few days before her birthday in December. So I'm hoping this puts a little smile on her face, because she's been stuck on the downstairs couch since.
Building a nest.
Yes, she's building a nest, or in a wheelchair. So hopefully this will bring a little joy into her life.
But you know what? I mean, you all don't know. You don't know how close Aaron is to his sister. I mean, through their lives, they are this close to sharing the same eyebrow.
We have the very defined brown eyebrow. My cousins, my sister, my father, you can tell a brown walking down the street just by the eyebrow.
So they call each other every Sunday night. You would have thought he was trying to care for Mother Teresa over the internet on a video call, when after all this went down, they are so close. So close, in fact, this one thinks he broke his toe last night.
Oh, yeah. So I stubbed my left foot walking out of the kitchen into the dining room, and I was like, that hurt. And that hurt for a good 15 minutes. Then an hour later, I was an idiot, and I kicked the downstairs coffee table, and I think I broke my toe, because I looked at it this morning, and it is black and blue. I'm not meant to walk.
He's already tripped 5 times today.
I don't know what my deal is.
Why do you have eyes?
But I haven't fallen down the stairs since whenever that time was. Was that October or something? So I'm good. I'm just bad with feet. Anyways, I don't want to talk about me and my feet and my legs and stuff.
But that's the type of person. He's a giving, he's a caring, he's a sympathetic, empathetic person. That he's like this with his sister, and he's got the bruises to show for it. So anyway, thank you for...
Yes.
You made that?
Yes. No, I have more makes. Hold on, hold the press. So I did make a couple hats. I would like to show them to you. So I have had this yellow yarn from Will at Sparger Yarn Forever. I can't say the word yarn today. And I've had these 2 skeins or hanks of hedgehog fibers. This one is, what is this, kimono?
I love
This one is kimono. It's a gorgeous color. This one is oracle. And it's also, is it doing it? There
Come
is
on,
also
Oracle.
another gorgeous color, and I should show Will's. Will's is very, I don't know how you can miss it. So these have been sitting on the shelf for a while, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with them. I want to do something with them. Then I was going through kind of Ravelry, and I found a pattern by a Hedgehog Fibers designer. I can't say her name, and maybe I'm going to butcher it. B-E-A. Yeah, yes, you can. Is it Beta? Beta?
Beta Jazek.
Jazek. Yeah, so it's a free pattern on the Hedgehog Fibers, and it's basically holding two yarns together to marl them. I've been into weird colors lately, so I was like, oh, this yellow, and I was like, I'll hold it with this first. The pattern doesn't call for a ribbed brim, but I knit 4 inches of brim, and I actually added, I think it says cast on 100, again, free pattern, so I can talk about it. It says cast on 100 stitches, but I cast it on 106 because I know my noggin is a little bit bigger. And then added 2 more inches than what it called for so I can fold it up. And it gave it this really cool marled look when I held it together with Will's yarn and the Hedgehog Fibers yarn. And it's a little bit slouchy.
You can wear that when you're walking at night,
I do.
so people see you.
I do wear it when I'm walking at night. So I am kind of in love with it. And it's really cool. And that is these two. And then I did another one, more to the pattern, but I added again a few more stitches because I know how big my head is with the blue Oracle yarn. And I didn't do a folding brim, and I still like it, but I know I'm a folded brim person. So this one is like this.
Nice. They both look nice.
Both of them are gorgeous, but I love like the blue. Hello. Hello. But I do love the blues and pinks and everything like that, and it's just kind of fun.
We need to get you some acid wash jeans.
Does it have an 80s vibe because of the yellow?
I don't know.
So
it's just
neon?
like I think you could if you had like an acid wash denim jacket.
Yeah, true. But if you guys have any yarn that you're like, I don't know what to do with this, like the colors are a little bit different, just combine them together,
Play.
have them join forces, and you can come up with stuff like that.
You can always frog it.
You can always, it's very true, you can always frog it. But I love both of them, but if I did it again, which maybe I will, I would do a folded brim. The pattern actually calls for waste yarn, so you're knitting, let's say a few rows of one, drop another yarn, pick up another scrappy yarn. So it changes color all the way through, but I literally just used 2 together and 2 together instead of switching it up.
Love it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, I've been wearing this one just kind of around the house a lot because it's a little bit, it's not cold here, it's just chilly.
Maybe we should put make little.
What is this? I don't know what that is, so I want to stop you right there.
Maybe you could knit little things that go on surfaces so that your feet know, oh, there's something there. You'll see it.
Oh, if they knit some corner edge, like tennis balls, kind of like, so you don't hit your foot. Don't hit your foot. Yes, I will start knitting those kind of things for the corners. Yeah, me and my feet just, I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, these are a free pattern by Beta Jazek. We'll put it up here, obviously, so you can see it. If you have that scrappy and just yarn that's laying around, combine forces and let them do their thing.
Let's see what you make.
Yes. Chip, you made that?
I did, and shout out to Charlotte of Welcome to Charlotte's House. Welcome to Charlotte's House podcast. I have her to thank. I completed the, what is this called? This is the Lo and Behold Knitted Star. You know it better than I do. So there are a couple of different options. You can do a, what do they say, a wall hanging, which is what I did. You could do a 62-inch throw or a 93-inch square bed quilt, and I'm telling you,
it is gorgeous.
I love this. I love this. I love this. I love this. Now, Charlotte, she did the entire huge quilt at what did I just say? 93 inches? Yeah, 93 inches square. I was like, ooh, that's a lot of piecing, and I went with the wall hanging size. The thing about the wall hanging size is I've only got this much to get it right. The problem is I've got this much and I have to get it right. So all of the piecing, once I understood the pattern, was really easy breezy. And it's fun. I really like ensuring that all of my corners are going to match, and just thinking about how the construction goes. When it comes to the quilting, that was the adventure. And Charlotte and I, throughout the last couple of weeks, on and off, we have been doing a lot of video calls and just talking about our projects, which has been so much fun. Kind of collaborating. I even stole the same background that she used.
Love it.
And this is I forget the name. It'll be in the show notes.
Scandi.
Scandi. Listen to you.
Because I remember we were watching Charlotte's podcast, and you're like, what is that fabric? I must find that fabric. And she said it, and literally, you ordered this fabric while we were watching her.
Yeah. She was the one who told me to do this project. She was the one who picked out the fabric. I mean, all I had to do is the actual work. So Charlotte, thank you. And I really check out the way she approached it. I was working on the long arm, and the first thing that I used was the Good Measure Amanda Murphy ruler, and I used can you see it? Maybe this close. It's the circle Good Measure, and what's nice is that this inner square was the same exact size. So all I had to do was line up these dotted lines for each of these small squares, and then with the long arm, just make the circles. So I did all of the circles with these interior squares, but to you they look like diamonds. And then once that was finished, I was like, okay, what am I gonna do to the outside? And I really wasn't sure. At first I was thinking I wanted to do something like cathedral, or, you know, just do a little bit more fancy. But then when I was looking at this is so geometric that I thought, no, I have another tool. So I was working with, again, Amanda Murphy's Good Measure, and this is, I forget which one this is called. I don't have the name on here. But this is, to me, it looks like either peanuts or it looks like long, elongated pills. But I really had fun working with this one. So how did I do this? So I took her straight ruler, and then I went through and I took a charcoal fabric marking pencil, which this is, can you see, Fons and Porter, and basically it's a charcoal pencil that you can actually just mark the fabric. And I don't know if it's coming up here, but I can see this clear as day. Let's see if we can show you on here. There you go. So just being able to mark on the fabric. So I was able to get all of my lines drawn out for me, and then all I had to do was take the ruler and then line it up, and then just keep doing one by one by one, and I worked my way around.
Gorgeous. I love it. I love it. I do.
I do. And she was really, really smart in the choosing of the background fabric, which I actually also used for the border. But it's true. I mean, like, I'm sure if you really, really looked, there might be some things that may not look perfect with my quilting. But I mean, like, patterns do conceal. Like, if I had done a completely solid background fabric, then you're like, oh, your eye can just go right to it. I did use white for all of the white. So I used white top thread, white bottom thread. On the here, I used red top thread, and in the bobbin, I still kept with the white because I felt like predominantly this still reads very white, and Red, I think, would have been easier to see, but like even in these areas where there's more blank space, the white blank space, the red really would have shown through. So white was really the trick. I did double up on the quilting batting, and because I love it when all of your quilting just pops up, and it didn't really add that much weight to it, and I love it. I absolutely love it. One thing that I will say is, again, with only having this much, you got to get it right, because it's not like this big quilt where maybe things, if they're not done really, really well, if there's a couple of mistakes, they can get lost. But if you're only focusing on this area, you're really, I think the pressure is a little bit more on, at least that's how I feel. I did my best when I was ironing it. Once all of the seams to be pressed open, and this red fabric against the white, sometimes there's those stray, and I like to call them rats, random
tails,
random annoying threads that will pop through this white area. And so what I did is, once I had it, like it was all basted down and I thought I had gotten everything, and then with the long arm, the light is right on it. And then all of a sudden it's like, boop, hello, I'm a rat. I'm a random access thread, or a random annoying thread just popping through. And I was like, dang. So I did some surgery. I took a tooth scaler, which you can see here. I took a tooth scaler, and my favorite, I have a pair of these Bernina tweezers upstairs at the long arm and downstairs at my sewing machine. This is probably the #1 tool I use out of anything in my toolbox. But what I did is I just pierced the fabric ever so, and then if I could catch that little thread and then just kind of work it, and then I'll get this little, it's almost like a pimple head of red, and then I would just get it. Like within 15, 20 minutes, I had all of them, because there was like 10 of them. I got all of them out, and I was just like, it made me feel better, because this is going to be a wall hanging, and I personally did not like those rats popping through.
You said it was like popping zits every once in a while.
It was very, I'm not one of those people that watches zit popping videos. I think that's disgusting. If something gory is on TV these days, I tend to look away. But this was very satisfying. I said, I feel like I'm popping zits, even though I don't like to do it, but that's the only comparison I have to make. So yeah, so if you are so inclined, try out Lo and Behold's Knitted Star quilt pattern, do the wall hanging, and I think this is going to go over my new Christmas present that I will show you later.
Oh, can't wait.
Upstairs. So yeah, I made that.
You're hanging this upstairs, or your Christmas present's upstairs?
Both.
Okay, because I'm like, we are upstairs. That's why I'm like, you can't go any higher in this house. That's why I was kind of confused.
My hair can.
Yeah, your coif is gorgeous today.
Thank you.
It's almost pompadoured.
Yeah, so should I tell everybody?
Yeah, you may.
One of the reasons why we didn't podcast is because somebody on podcast day said, okay, well, let me go do my hair. Y'all, for a month, I knew over Christmas break, I wanted to dye my hair gray. So like if I'm here, you can kind of see it's a lot more gray than what actually
It's not
exists.
salt and pepper, it's gray, yeah.
Yeah. So this is definitely gray, but because I have such brown hair, I had to go platinum blonde first. So I went platinum blonde over the Christmas break, and I fried my scalp.
Dyed the hair, burned the scalp.
Yeah, so the first treatment was 45 minutes.
I think that's way too long anyways.
It turned out 1980s, get your acid wash jeans.
Yes.
Because I had that like kind of yellow orangey hair. That was treatment #1. Treatment #2, I did a follow-up same day, and that was for 30 minutes. And I'm like, I was pacing the house because I was like, it burned. And I don't know how women do it. Or folks, I don't know how you do it. So anyway, I had to let the scalp do its thing in healing for a good week.
It was angry.
I put coconut oil. I put aloe vera on my scalp, and I was just like, ooh. And it was just like I was shedding. And it was like, I didn't just burn my scalp, I pissed it off.
Yes.
But this is what I was going for. I knew like I wanted to go grayer, but I didn't want, like, I knew I had to go blonde before I could do that. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe this is why we all pay so much money and have others do it for us.
And it had a purplish tint a couple days ago, which I liked, but then you said you didn't like it.
No, so it's calmed down. Like,
It was something. That's all I gotta say.
I have never, like in all of my years, I have never bleached my hair. Never. This was the first.
I don't know if I ever bleached it. I used to dye it like blues and greens back in my late teens, but I never bleached it out and did it. So it just had like a hue to it. So
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, anyway, got to be the hair. It looks. I'm happy with it now.
I'm gonna dye my wings now since you did yours.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Purple?
Purple wings. Purple wings.
Red Bull.
Yes.
It gives you wings.
Because it's time for another haircut. February will be a year that I've only had one haircut, pretty much, or two. So yeah.
So anyway, I made that.
Good story, Chip.
Thanks.
Oh, I did have a question. Not really a press conference wise, but question. You showed a border on your quilt. What's the difference between a border and binding? What's binding?
Okay, binding is the perimeter.
Is there binding on there?
That's binding.
Okay.
So,
because I know Justin, Bearded Pearl Justin, and we were talking at our knit night, I think last week. He's like, I love binding, and most people I know do not care for binding at all, and people thought it was weird for it.
yeah, so the binding is this perimeter, and a lot of people, like, they just hate it because, you know, there's different ways to do it, whether it's like you machine bind it or you hand bind it. I was going for the hand binding, and I defaulted to who I am as a quilter. I machine bind it, and I am okay with that. And I hate hand sewing. I know Justin, he's all good with it. I can't stand it. I don't like it. I do love like the challenge of the mitered corners. So like you see this really stiff square corners, and like it should look like a picture frame, which if you look real close, if I can get it there, it should look like a picture frame, and mine does.
Wow.
So yeah, so you have the perimeter is your binding, and then you have, if I were, like, let's just say I actually had the white as a block, and then I wanted to surround that with a red, that could be a border. A border, excuse me, could be around the entire thing, but I'm sorry, then in the inside, that would be considered sashing.
Okay, I lost interest now.
Oh, okay. So border, binding, border, sashing. And there was another word that Curly Seams, she called posts, like fence posts. And Curly Seams, Emma, I need more information because, like, I don't know what the posts are.
It's some English word, I'm assuming.
I don't know, Governor.
Good day, Governor. Sorry, we're not making fun of everybody. Yes. I got a few more. You made that.
Wait a minute, Aaron, you made that?
Yes, I did. I made this before the holiday, but I'm going to show it to you now. These, gang, are little crocheted light bulbs.
I begged.
For what?
For some Christmas swag.
Yeah, he's like, you have made nothing for Christmas, and we're going to record a Christmas episode. And we did one at the beginning of December. We did not get another one done. So I made these for that episode, which never happened. But
now, are these lights on or off?
These lights are on. This is Christmas Lights by Herman. It's a free pattern, and it was made out of leftover scrap yarn that I had in the leftover scrapyard bin. And I think it's all mostly Red Heart or maybe Karen worsted weight yarn. And it was pretty easy. This is just a crocheting chain through here. You make the bulbs first, which is a pattern that you follow, obviously. And then you make the tops, then you put them together, and we stuffed them with I stuffed them with a polyfoam. The tops are a little wonky for my first time trying to combine two things from here in the camera. I don't think you can see it, but yeah.
You know what these could be?
It does. I mean,
if this was all one piece, it could look like a strawberry.
It could look like a strawberry, actually, if you had some kind of top to it. But yeah, these maybe go on the fireplace next year, next to the stockings.
I absolutely appreciate and I love these.
They are totally fun.
I don't think you were even sold after they were finished, but I love them.
These were something that literally I just made, which is terrible for the podcast. To say that I made something, because everybody was showing their Christmas balls.
Ray and Kevin's balls are amazing.
I know, they had really nice balls this year, and I think Scott had some nice balls, but it was just like, I didn't want to make any balls. Well, I lied. I started to make a ball in November, and I did it magic loop, and the yarn was so tight when I started to do it. I said, I'm not showing this. I should have showed it, because we do show mistakes and stuff here. I just didn't want to show that one. It wasn't even a mistake. It was just bad. So I was like, I'm not even going to bother. Then I said, hey, how about I crochet these little guys?
And you lit up my holidays.
Aw, that's so sweet. So yeah, this is all scrap yarn. I don't know what it is. Just a worsted weight.
I thought it was Red Heart.
Acrylic. Well, probably Red Heart or Karen or something like that. And I only have one more other thing. There was a downtime in December before I made these. That you ever had those times you're like, I don't know what to make? So I started to make some shelter hats. I have two of them with me. I really didn't follow a pattern. I kind of just did my own thing. I did about 2 inches. So I crocheted, this is all bulky weight. So I crocheted on a 5.5 millimeter hook, about 2 inches of ribbing all around. And usually when I make one for me crochet, I bring it around my head, and that's how big it's going to be. These I made a little bit smaller, and then I kind of just single crochet all the way until it gets to the top. I see I have a end I need to weave in right here.
I'm glad you said it.
Yes. When you picked up your mat, these ball band things blew away. But I know this one is Woolies, so it's a little wool acrylic blend, and I think it's actually really nice. So I like it. And this one I think is maybe Premier yarn. It is a red and it has some tweed in there that has some fun colors. And this needs to be dropped off at the shelter, which I feel bad about because I've had them for about a month. But since I don't leave the house, I haven't got to the shelter to drop these off.
This one actually the red one looks like it has confetti.
It does. That's like a little tweed thing. I do think that in my head, the pattern may have started with Jada and Stitches, because this is kind of the pattern, one of the first hats I ever made when I started crocheting a few years ago. So Jada and Stitches has a pattern like this. She tells you how to make the brim and then make the top and then how to close the top. So yeah, these are just little crochet projects with yarn that I just had laying around that I was like, somebody could use it. So these will eventually I need to do that soon because we're almost in the middle of winter. Mm-hmm. They get to the shelters, or we live in a city that has a lot of homeless. So literally I can probably keep these in my car and see someone on the side of the road looking for money, and I can offer them if they would like a hat.
Love it.
And maybe $1 or something like that. So yeah, that is all for You Made That?
You made that?
That is it. I feel like I just blew through my stuff, and I think I need to be getting better at explaining things or talking about my needles more. That's something I'm going to work on for 2021.
That's a goal.
It's a goal.
Well, one of our goals has been to meet more makers.
Yes.
And we actually got to meet a maker.
We did, guys. We sat down virtually with Katie from the Naughty Knitting Sacks to talk to her about her and her beautiful nut sacks and all her other sacks.
And her vagina bags.
And her vagina bags. There's some colorful language on it. We're not censoring anything. There's nothing that's get crazy and just gonna offend you.
But let's get naughty.
But yeah, we're gonna get naughty with it. But if you have children in the room, just ask them to exit or something like that. Again, it's not that bad. We're adults. So here is our Meet the Maker. Shut up and take my money with Katie from the Naughty Knitting Sacks. Well, Katie, what's up, Buttercup? We want to thank you so much for being part of our second Meet the Maker. Shut up and take my money.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here.
Now, before we get started with Naughty Knitting Sacks, because you are the owner and creative of Naughty Knitting Sacks, we just want to know a little bit about you. Like, are you married? Where are you from? Those kind of questions. Give us a little background.
Can we swipe right?
Yes. Wait,
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
That means married.
Yes,
I am married. Yes. We've been together 20 years.
Wow.
I have 2 children, which I lovingly refer to as my gremlins. I am originally a farm girl from upstate New York. Dairy farm in upstate New York.
So the whole udder thing. You were all...
Yes, that too. Tractor driving, hay moving, shit shoveling farmer.
You did it all.
Yes. The shit shoveling was more because I was in trouble quite often.
Yeah, that's not a goal. You go out and say, today's the day I get the shovel.
What did my dad say? It builds character.
It builds character.
I have no character.
I have no. You never had to do it.
You didn't shovel enough shit.
I have no character.
So I hear, or do you sew and knit, or just one or the other?
I do anything I can get my hands on. I sew, I knit, I crochet, spin, I weave, I cook, I grow.
Tell us about Naughty Knitting Sacks.
How Naughty Knitting Sacks started. A friend of mine called. I had always knitted and crocheted. She asked me to make a bag with swear words on it. And I thought, well, there has to be bags out there. And we went looking, scouring the internet, and we couldn't find any, but we found the swearing fabric. So I ordered some. By the time it got to me and I posted pictures, I think on Facebook, I wasn't on Instagram at the time, and it exploded and I sold out before I could even finish making them. I do have another business. I was the Fuzzy Sheep for years, knitting and crocheting. Then I realized that there was more fabric and I was having more fun. In the meantime, my husband got a management position in corporate in Atlanta, Georgia. And he said, oh, by the way, we have to move.
So wait, so you're in New York?
I was in New York, yes. And I was toying with the idea of making it a business. However, kept separate from the Fuzzy Sheep.
Why?
2 reasons. The Fuzzy Sheep was all about knitting and crochet. This was more about bags. One is naughty, one is not. When I had talked about it, my mom is a minister. She's a commissioned lay preacher for the Presbyterian Church. She said, maybe you should keep it separate. I don't think that you should really intertwine the two because you might lose customers. And I thought, okay, sure. So I went about my business and picked the name Naughty Knitting Sacks because I knit and it kind of sounded good. And I was like, oh, this works. In the meantime, my husband says we have to move to Atlanta, Georgia. And I thought, well, I'm going to hold off and I'm going to wait until we get to Atlanta. Right before we were supposed to move, he called me and he says that I found a place for us to live and you're going to want to sit down because it's in Cumming, Georgia.
No,
that's a place. So after I can live there, this is so exciting.
Perfect headquarters.
Bought the house before I even set foot in it. Like,
Really?
I had no idea where we were going. I didn't know anybody in Atlanta. I didn't know anything. So a year after that, we moved into a house in Cumming, Georgia. And I'm like, this seems like this would be a perfect spin to my naughty bags. And I just launched Naughty Knitting Sacks and it took off.
Do your kids know what you actually do?
No.
Not do, but make. Let's say
my kids know and refer to everything as naughty. When mommy does it, they are, I don't want to say trained, but if I'm giggling at something on the internet or I say I have to go work, they know that the door needs to be shut. Normally the door has a do not enter sign on it because they are absolutely not allowed in my office.
Please tell me it's on your desk. It's got to be somewhere on your desk.
This is normally on the door.
Do not enter. It looks like a little child's writing. Yeah.
Wait,
put it back up.
Yeah.
Wait,
Put it back up.
Ask her about that. Was that a oh, the top? It looks like a cash register.
It's a sewing machine.
So that's it. It's a sewing. Mommy's sewing. Do not.
Mommy is sewing. Do not enter. It is naughty in there. Every time my phone is hooked up to Etsy, and every time it goes off with the ka-ching, everybody in the house does a dance because it's mommy making naughty stuff. And people are loving her naughty stuff.
No, that's so awesome. So wait, so there's a dance.
You really want me? I'm not allowed to do it.
Why?
Because my phone didn't ka-ching. It's a little.
Try something now.
That's it.
Shut up and take my money.
Yep.
But I have to reiterate that not everything in there is naughty for those at home that don't wish to have fornicating skeletons or fornicating snowmen, which I just saw in your Christmas collection a couple weeks ago.
Yes, there's more snow people coming, more Christmas bags. I'm way behind. Way behind.
So not everything is naughty. Speaking of, like you said, you had a Christmas collection. How do you do collections for like every holiday? Like will there be a Valentine's Day, Easter collection? And how often do you update with that kind of stuff in your shop?
I am in the works and plan for 2021 to have a different holiday. I'm going to try for every month. So the first one coming up, I am going to have one, I think in January. I will go back to the original totes that I have, the ones without the zippers. They have the two handles on them. Just because I haven't done those in a while. I will have Valentine's bags coming out. I still haven't decided on the naughty inside yet. I think I have the outside, and I will be announcing most of that on Instagram to start with.
You have a big love of nerdy stuff.
I do. I am a huge nerd, geek, whatever, everything. I love all of it. Although, I have never seen Star Trek.
What?
I have never seen it. I always wanted to watch it. I have never seen it. That is like,
I don't know that that's actually nerdy. When you're talking in Firefly,
oh, that's nerdy.
That's nerdy. So what are the other ones that you're into?
I do love Star Wars. Firefly is a big one. I would watch Firefly every single day. The quotes in that are amazingly genius. I do love all the Marvel movies. And I do have some of the Marvel stuff coming out. I think I have some Battlestar Galactica coming out soon. Yeah.
Wait,
Galactica or Battlestar Galactica or Caprica?
Battlestar Galactica.
Probably the original 70s or original.
No, the newer one.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes.
And then I'll be getting Doctor Who. But yes, I do not only have just the naughty stuff, but I have the not naughty stuff. So I have geek stuff, nerd stuff, all the fandoms, if you want to call it that.
So, like, what is it like? Okay, so now you've been doing this a while, and then all of a sudden now you're on a Zoom call with somebody asking you about your
My
bag,
nutsack?
your nutsack. I mean, what's that like? I mean, like, not everything was all scary. Like,
When I got the email, I was like, what? Why? Why do you want to talk to me?
Because
And
your
then-
stuff is awesome.
And I was like, wait a minute. And to be fair, my husband was just like, because you're amazing and you're making really cool stuff. So I was like, okay, fine. And all right. And okay. People are loving the bags. And I took that one chance. That was the first. I did not know about knitting podcasts.
So I think the first one I ever saw was on Chevy Rel's stuff.
That was the first one. A friend of mine said, check out her podcast about knitting. And I went, there's podcasts about knitting? What is this? So I watched a couple episodes of Chevis because I wasn't quite sure. I don't want to be sending people my vagina and boobs or fornicating skeletons without knowing if it's going to be accepted. So I watched a couple of episodes and I
don't want the vagina and boobs, just to let you know.
Well, I'm not that far yet. And then I came out with the penis bags and the nut sacks and decided that I needed to have more, and it just escalated from there.
And that's really what's nice for us having you is that, you know, it was so nice, like, hey, let me send you this something. And it was like, it was an awesome bag. I don't knit. This one knits. And,
no, but you sew.
But I sew, and it was like, I appreciated what you made because I'm going to look inside and say, but no, you do a nice job. But it's not just about the bags. It's about, like, for us, it's about the community.
Yeah.
And it was like, you actually reached out to us in a way that was just sincere. And it was like, we were glad to be friends, befriend you.
Yes. Yes, this is, again, we're all kind of stuck in quarantine, especially now. Having that community, even though it's on a computer outside the house, I still have this, and this is my community. And I'm well received at this point.
Yes, as well as you should be.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, if I'm going to be on your podcast, you need to have your own code for my shop.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like maybe 15% off. That would be great.
For life?
For life.
Okay.
Because we're buttercups for life.
Thank you. That is exciting.
That's very exciting. Buttercup, we thank you so much for joining us for Meet the Maker, Shut Up and Take My Money. We loved chatting with you. Anything else that you want to give us?
No, I think I'm good. Just go buy my stuff.
Well, hopefully people will, and we know they will. And thank you again, and we will talk to you very soon.
Thank you so much for having me. This was a blast. I love your podcast, and I will talk to you guys soon.
The feeling's mutual. We love you too.
Thank you.
Love her. What a great way to spend a couple of hours talking to her.
You guys, we talked to her for like an hour and a half, and there was so much stuff. Like, I don't know what we just had to edit it down.
We had to edit down because, like, I mean, like, it was. If you go on Instagram, I'm sure she is somebody who will talk with you. I mean, and that's one of the things that we like about her is that she's very engaging. We like her good. So go out and get yourself some Naughty's knitting sacks.
Yes, and what else we love is she gave all you guys, all you hustlers, 15% off whenever you order a bag. Use the code Hustlers15, so HUSTLERS, because we're Hustlers 15, and it'll be 15% off your bag, which can help with shipping. Or if you live in Washington, our tax is almost that. Our tax is ridiculous.
No kidding.
But it was super great talking to her, and I wish someday maybe we can have a whole episode we just talk to these people so you can get to know them, and it was just so much fun. We love her. Thank you very much for being on our tacky little show.
Katie.
Katie, I like the way you said Katie. Yes.
Yeah, so she's also on etsy.com/shops/Naughty Knitting Sacks, and then on Instagram at Naughty Knitting Sacks.
Links below as well.
Okay, so Aaron.
Yes.
What are you making?
What am I making? Okay, I'm waiting for the sound of clutching the pearls. You guys, I am making a pair of socks, a whole pair. I have one finished, and I am halfway finished with the other. So here's what happened. So
What happened?
in a little bit, you're going to see a sweater that I have started, and I went into our what is it? Or whatever room I keep my stash in. I have 2 stash rooms, which sounds ridiculous.
The void.
The void. I went into the void to grab some yarn to swatch for my sweater. And if you ever walked in somewhere and go, oh my gosh, this thing's a mess, so I have to clean all this first. So I had yarn bits, scraps everywhere. So I took all my yarn tubs out.
2 days.
Took all my scraps out.
2 days.
I started winding all my yarn into, like, that's how these ended up in cake balls. And then I separated by sock yarn, chunky yarn, all that yarn, put them back. And then somehow I looked at, hey, I had the sock yarn that I bought years ago when I thought I was going to be a sock knitter. And it's just sitting here. And instead of swatching for my sweater, I started to make Chip a pair of socks.
And go ahead and tell them, what did I say?
You thought they were ugly?
No.
Oh, you go, I don't want those since I think they came from Joann's, the yarn.
I was totally giving him a hard time because it's like he finally is going to give me some socks handmade by a la Aaron. And they came from Joann's.
But you're a yarn snob and you're not even a knitter. So that is what's terrible.
But they are beautiful. They are really, and we tried one on. It fit.
It fit. It fit. The only thing he said, it was weird feeling the
seam
at where the toe comes. These are the pattern by the Crazy Sock Lady. Again, that's the first pattern I did. She has patterns for 9-inch circular needles, magic loop, and she does DPNs, which I love watching people work with DPNs, but they just kind of put me in a fit of rage, so that's why I don't do it. But anyways, this fit, Crazy Sock Lady pattern, I am using the magic loop method, and I have my Chow Goo, my little shorty set that I just added 2 cords together to make magic loop a little bit. I can't find my really long needles, but these are on 2.5 millimeter needles. I don't know what the US size is. Again, I learned everything in millimeters when I started crocheting and knitting, and it's coming along pretty well. I haven't been angered by anything. It's a very easy pattern. Obviously, it's a vanilla sock pattern, but I love the way it is knitting up. Peyton's Croy socks in the colorway Route 66. And I can't wait to finish these for you because I would like to actually try another pair for myself. This is 64 stitches I cast on. The ones I tried to make them, if you watched this summer, I made a pair for him that ended up being my pair. I think that was 72 stitches. This is 64, and it seems like it has a better fit.
For me.
For you. Is that correct?
It does. It fits like a foot glove.
Well, it fits like a sock, hopefully. I don't know, but
Question
is it
for
two,
you.
Is
Question.
it two? Yes, press conference.
Press conference.
Yes, I'm ready.
Question. So, how did you do the length? How did you decide to do the length?
This is the length that was suggested in the pattern. I know that I don't know how long it is. It's just the length that is suggested in the pattern. You do about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of ribbing. Then you start, you do about 60 stitches before you start doing the heel, cuff, gusset, all that good stuff.
Because I like
So you would want it a little bit longer?
I like a little bit. I like to feel like I'm pulling on socks. I mean, like, I know I've gone foot commando for a year now, and it's like when I'm actually wearing socks, I like to feel like I'm putting on a pair of socks.
I guess I like long socks, but then I always push them down, but it never bothers me. I'm feeling my sock as I speak right now. Do you always keep yours up?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
One thing, I guess what I thought using this yarn is, as you can see, this started with a little brown loop, then it went to this. I thought it would start kind of at the same place, but it started at a different point. So they're going to look a little bit different.
Nah.
A little bit different. But I really didn't care, really didn't mind. And if I did start exactly the same, I would have had to start where? Like right here.
But
and I was like, but then I had to cut and then just do stuff. And I just wasn't
look at
in
that.
the mood.
That's a Fiber Hustle socks.
the green
The
and
green
blue.
and the blue.
Look at that. So yeah, I'm
I like
excited
the
to finish
length.
these.
I like the length. I'm totally groovy with it. If it goes longer, it wouldn't hurt my feelings. But like the only thing that I am not accustomed to, because again, I don't have a lot of experience with handmade socks.
You might have another pair coming from a friend of ours soon.
I'm not accustomed to the seam on the toe.
The toe seam?
Yep. Now, what kind of press question?
Yes,
Quick
yes,
question.
yes.
What type of heel does this call for?
This is a slip stitch heel, if that is correct. I think a slip stitch.
It's not a fish
heel.
kiss or whatever they call it?
No, it's not. This is the only heel I've ever done. So I haven't done a fish kiss heel or an afterthought heel or afterthought. My T's are hard today. Or afterthought heel. So I haven't done anything like that yet. This is just what the Crazy Sock Lady's pattern suggested for her vanilla socks. And and the yarn, which is not in the ball, is being held on this nice little yarn bowl that Chip got me for Christmas.
From Knit Picks.
It is from Knit Picks. Thanks, Santa, Chip.
And what's funny is that I don't want Knit Picks
It's really nice.
emails because I'm not a knitter. So I signed up under Fiber Hustle knowing that you could get the all of the advertising and the communications from Knit Picks. Well, the thing comes in the mail addressed to him. So like he opened up the box and he saw a
No, in my defense, this came around, let's say, December 9th, and I said, there's a box here. I don't know if it's for me, because it said Knit Picks on it, but it said my name. And he's like, is your name on it? I was like, yeah. Then I opened it. I go, I don't think this is for me right now. Several times this year, since people did tons of ordering, things would come from that. I opened a few gifts early this year because they were addressed to me, and I was like, oh, I think this is an actual gift.
There's got to be some way to make things easier. There's got to be a better way.
There's got to be a better. I got a Swift as well, which I'm super excited about, since that's the first thing I saw in the box because it was so large. I got that for my birthday, which was last month. So thank you for both. But yeah.
You were good. You were like, oh, well, at least you didn't do the whole inspection of what all of the contents were in the box. You saw something, you understood that you didn't order it, and you'd like stop before you started seeing anything else.
Exactly. But no, I'm actually enjoying the process of making this vanilla socks. Last time I think I made them, I'm saying a lot, on 9-inch circulars. I think that doesn't work with my thumbs. I get joint pain here, but the magic loop is working.
Love it.
I love it.
Very excited.
So Chip, what are you making?
What am I making? So, huzzah, it's behind us.
Oh.
So we have some of our, that elf is saying, hey, holidays are over, but you know what? I still have a Christmas bake to make. So this is the Snowflake Quilt, and this is by, who is this by? Modern Handcraft. And there's a couple of different versions that you can do. All of them are you can do a 60 by 72. One color, so it would be all one color with a contrasting snowflake. You can do a 4 color, which is what is on the cover of this pattern, or you can do a scrappy one, which is what I did. And I love, love, love this quilt, but I will say, I have never done so much unpicking as I'm doing my piecing as I did with this. I mean, like this is a gift. I'm not really confident in my gift giving quilts yet. Like, I just want to make sure that it's just not half-assed. It really looks good. So I was very attention to detail and making sure every point matched, which required a lot of
cursing.
No, did I curse?
A couple times.
Okay, well, not so bad. But all in all, I really enjoy this. The fabric, colorful. So you have the red, the gray, the gold, the purple, and the blue. Those are Robert Kaufman's Klimt, part of the Klimt collection. And then the white is actually Allison Glass, and I forget which collection it is, to be honest. If I had to do it over, both of these fabrics have the common element of that metallic gold accent. So all of the Kaufman Klimt fabric has the triangles, and then the Allison Glass has the pluses, the crosses, and other metallic gold motif. If I had to do it again, I probably would not have used the Allison Glass, because the speckled gold from the Klimt is already enough. I don't think you need it on the white as well. I very well could have gotten away with doing just the white. So now that it's all pieced together, on Christmas Day or the day after, Erin and I went in the backyard, had the neighbor on the phone. It was kind of like those COVID Italy pictures where the neighbors are hanging out their windows. She was upstairs on her second floor in her window on the phone, and we could wave to each other, and Erin and I held out the quilt, and I'm like, this is what you're getting for Christmas. So it was very nice, but
she'll love it.
She'll love it. She's really good about the time delay. The reason why I have not, and it's still still hanging up, it's not on the long arm yet, is because I was waiting for my backing fabric. I thought I pulled it out, and I probably just have not brought it upstairs, but I got I think it's also Robert Kaufman. It's just a wide back blue. It's a tonal, so there's different shades. It's not a complete solid. It does read as a solid, but it's not completely solid. But her favorite color is blue, so I thought, okay, we'll do that for the back of the quilt. So yeah, that is the Snowflake Quilt.
I can't wait till it's finished, because it's going to be, do you know how you're going to quilt it yet?
Not a clue.
Okay, well, that'll be a surprise to everyone.
I have no clue. I probably want to do, because it's already so busy. I don't think it needs, it's not calling for a lot of artwork with, all these intricate designs. I mean, it's busy as is. So I think just doing some loose stippling, meandering, I think we're going to be good. And maybe I'll just echo inside the white part, just to make sure that the snowflake itself pops out.
I love this behind us, but I also love something like this. So I would love our house
To have a solid?
to have a solid, or 3-4 different colors, a solid like that. And
It would be a lot
that
quicker
hard.
too.
It'd be a lot quicker, but I think it's so great that we can hang it up. And this doesn't say, hey, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever, Kwanzaa. This says winter time, so we can leave it up for a while.
Absolutely.
That's my opinion. So, I mean,
So-
because it's winter, it's
and
a snowflake.
The way that I did it with the scrappy, I mean, I probably put 30 hours just in the piecing. So I started it the Monday before Christmas, and I spent 3 days, sun up to sundown, just doing the cutting, the piecing. like the cutting, it takes a long time too.
Yeah.
So anyway,
She's gonna love it.
I hope
better
she
love
loves it. So stay tuned. That is the next thing to go on the long arm now that the backing fabric has arrived.
Yay!
Where are we at?
We are at Aaron. What are you still making?
Aaron, what are you making?
So, gang, like I said, some of our Thursday night knit virtual group. A lot of us are all doing the Montrealer. It's by Vincent. It's designs by Dells. And I'll show you what I'm cooking on. Let me show you the pattern. Cooking, working on, all the good stuff. So here is, oh, that's gonna be too bright. Here's the actual pattern. Very cool stripes all the way down. So
you've got men and ladies.
Yeah, I think a lot of that, yes. All of them are doing it. And I am much further behind, but there's no rush on this. This is something we're doing
for sock's sake.
Just for our group, just something we're doing. And I have chosen Malabrigo in a teal color as our main color. I think when we last talked, we were watching The Crown, which we're taking a break from for Fringe, but she was where the young queen wore a lot of teal and a lot of ochre. And for some reason, it was inspiring me, especially thinking about this hoodie / sweater to make. So I am in love with this color. I mean, this is something that's way out of my comfort zone.
And I will say that the color that you guys are getting at home or on your devices should be rendering very close to life.
So Malabrigo Rios. I am probably about right here, if you're looking at this right here. Let me turn it this way. Yeah, so this is the bottom, this is the back. And then I'm gonna start adding the stripes. Instead of doing the striping like you just saw, I was looking through, I think it was Instagram or even some 70s stuff, some 70s jackets lately. And they were like I say, a solid blue. Then this had 3 huge different color stripes, like red, white, and blue on a
That's
yellow
late
jacket.
70s.
Late 70s kind of style jacket. So instead of doing stripes all the way down, I'm gonna do the teal, 3 huge pops of color stripes, and then teal all the way down as well. Here is what I'm thinking right now. Let me know what you think. The yellow is gonna go in the middle. Then it's gonna be, what is this color? This is Malabrigo Rios again, and Hollyhock, Malabrigo Ochre. And this is Meeker Street, which is Nifty Knitter, one of our local local stores that does their own yarn. Meeker Street, and this is gorgeous. I think I showed it last time, Cafe Latte. This is called Dragon Breath. I mean, come on guys, look at that. That's the gorgeous orange. So I think this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go teal, huge stripe of this, huge stripe of the yellow, huge stripe of the orange, then go back and continue in the teal. And I haven't decided if I'm gonna do the sleeves, since this is gonna be the pop of color, the sleeves that way, or just wait until I get closer to the cuffs to do these pops again.
Wasn't that your dancer name?
Pops again?
No, Papa Color.
Papa Color was my dancer name. But I'm kind of excited about it. In my head, it looks cool. I just don't know, once I actually knit it up, if it's gonna look as cool as it does in my head.
I absolutely 130% believe that it is going to look exactly like you're envisioning. The easy thing to tell is that because these are solids, and it's not like you're getting something like that. Like you already have a very good idea of what what the final product's gonna look like. And what I liked that you did is that you reached out to several people to get feedback on these colors.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like, hey, I think I have this idea, where maybe that's something I could have improved on with my quilt and just said, hey, talk to actually somebody and get some feedback and get what theirs before it's all finished. You did a lot of you did a lot of sidebars with people, designing.
Yeah, just like, hey, here's what I'm thinking about doing. What do you think? And everybody, well, I think everybody's pretty honest. I think our group is pretty honest. Some people, I've seen conversations, people are like, not too sure about, especially Carrie. Carrie's pretty awesome about that. being like, not too sure. So yeah, I think it's going to be great. And then I don't know if I'm going to do a little pop on the hood. And a lot of people aren't doing the pocket, which is right here.
The pouch?
The pouch. And I haven't decided that yet. Not because they're not doing it, but I was like, how often am I going to use the pouch? I need to actually evaluate that. But yeah, I'm super excited. I did get gauge when I did my swatch, but now since I've actually started the real project, it's a little bit tighter, which I'm like, son of a gun.
Uh-oh.
And I gave myself, I think it's designed for 2 to 4 inches positive ease.
Well, I'm good with these colors.
So am I. And I gave myself,
For my size.
For your size, I think it's gonna be too big. I don't know. Because I did 4 inches of positive ease when I did the math, because this section is a little bit not as big as this section, which we got by June, my personal goal. But then since it's superwash, once I get it wet, the block, it's gonna grow anyways. So I'm really trying to see how it goes, because I have a habit of making sweaters too small and saying, hey, I'm gonna lose that weight, or the blocking will make it bigger. So I actually went up a size, even though I grunted to myself going, don't go up a size. I went up a size to try it. So basically once it's blocked, all that stuff, I'm super excited about it. Again, just going through the process.
How's your quantity of your yarn that you ordered?
I think it's fine. I got plenty of the teal. I think we're gonna be good. And even if I run out of something, which I don't think, we can pop. I have tons of the ochre, which we can make work as well. So yeah. And I got my little stitch marker that Jane gave me when we did the Paris de Jour's knit along. And for some reason, I'm wearing my Paris de Jour shawl today. It was a Paris de Jour's day.
You had a moment.
I did have a moment. So let's get back to you, Chip. What are you making?
Am I still making other stuff?
I think so. Are you still?
I'm still making stuff. So I am working also on the lemon pepper quilt. That I have all of my pieces cut. I have yet to piece it. Right now it is on the design board, and I have the colors that I have chosen and the fabrics that I have chosen are more, I would say, busy than what the pattern inspiration is. So if you can see on here, there's a lot more solids, or at least a lot of their fabric reads as solids, whereas mine, I just like everything reads as a print. So Santa came in, got somebody a design board, and so immediately once we figured out how to put it together, I started putting all of my pieces on the board and started playing around. I'm telling you, gang, it was so much fun. Just and it's very cathartic, because you're actually able to move pieces around and to actually see, step back, and like just keep working with it. And it's like I need that process when it's not just easy 1, 2, 3. Like your sweater, you can see exactly what you're going to get. With this, I have no idea, and I was just not going to waste any of the fabric to just make a mess. What I realized is that on their quilt, all the pieces just butt up and seam together. There's no sashing, there's no borders, and when I was putting all my pieces together, it just looked like a very chaotic, hot mess. So I like the fabrics that I've chosen, but what I realized is that I need to simplify it by just making each block, like making each one its own little block. This is going to be a poor example. Oop, there we go. And then let's say this was a block. Let's say there's 3 different sizes of pieces that would form a block. I'm just showing you any old of the 3 of the same size. But I was talking with Emma and Tracy over at the Curly Seams. We were on Instagram, and they are my color whisperers. I absolutely trust and appreciate their color sensibility. And actually, another one, a good one for that is Carrie over at the Creative Obsession. These are my pals. These are the folks that helped me rein it in, and they were giving me feedback and saying, well, yeah, they agreed that they liked the idea of just dumbing each one down by having its own block, and then do some bordering and then some sashing. And so I'm in the process of ordering my fabric, and I was looking for something that was tonal. Now, the crazy thing is I ordered this fabric on Etsy, and I was thinking of for my sashing. This really came in, and it's so green. I'm not thrilled.
The background is green.
This is green. It really, to me, it reads as green. Online, it was more creamy, taupey. But when it arrived, it is not gray at all. It's very green, and I'm just not loving it. Not for this project. So I don't dislike it. It's just not right. It's not a good match. So we were watching Fringe, and then I happened to look at one of the quilts that I made, the Thatch quilt, with the connecting threads tonal chambray solids that I put in that. And that quilt also had some of the same storyline, where it was like you had a lot of different stripes with a lot of different colors, and I broke it up by using a chambray tonal solid. And I was like, oh, why don't I just go and look at them? They had a silver, they had a white, and they had a black in exactly what I'm looking for in that chambray. It's not just a flat, thick solid, but it reads as a solid. So there is some texture and some, and it's a tonal fabric. And I think once that comes in, I can go back and start making my blocks. So it's complicated, but it's only because of design-wise and just making sure that I have the right fabric. One last thing that I could say is that Tracy and Emma were also like, hey, it also depends on how much work you want to go into your quilting. I haven't even thought about what I want to do quilting-wise, whether or not I wanted to add the borders. I think just on a looks, like a piecing, from a piecing perspective, I think the best thing to do would be to get all the sashing. And then once this whole quilt top is made, then I can start even remotely thinking about how I want to quilt it.
I'm excited for it. It's going to be gorgeous.
Yep. So stay tuned. It's all TBD. So that is Lemon Pepper, and that is by Madison Cottage Design.
Lemon Pepper.
Which is this one enjoys the 2021 colors from Pantone, that lemony color and then the gray. So I'm already...
You're living 2021
I'm
already.
living 2021 already.
So let's talk about... First, we have Two Sheeps calendar winner. And then we have some bingo updates for people. Last month, we said we were going to give away this Two Sheeps calendar. If you go to twosheeps.com, the purpose of this calendar is every month they're showing an indie dyer. And then if the exclusive yarn is going to be sold every month. So like January, Wedgwood Fibers is the yarn owner of this one. Then the next month, we'll go to this next one and all that good stuff. These calendars have been taking over the internet, and it's time to give ours away. I did reach out to this person on YouTube already, have not heard back from them, but Stephanie, is it Haberman? You are the winner of this Two Sheeps LLC calendar 2021. Call us. us. Actually, don't call us. Either you can either reach out to us on Instagram or you can email fiberhustle@gmail.com and we will send this to you. No, this really is a great calendar, you guys.
Claim your prize.
Claim your prize. Again, every month they show a different indie dyer, and whatever month it is, that yarn will be up for sale.
Ooh, that one was pretty.
And limited qualities. It's all just super
That
gorgeous
is
yarn.
really, really, really pretty. Okay, we
Yeah.
have a bingo recap. Bingo!
So we would like to show you everything that was donated in our holiday bingo last month.
Holiday.
Amazing gifts that people shared with us.
Very
sent us
generous.
to give away.
Thank you.
Insanely generous. There is one thing that was not in there because our friend Cindy.
Just the one?
I think so.
Two.
Two? Well, I know one right now. We'll look at it in a minute. Our friend Cindy donated for each game, since we had 2 bingo games in December.
There's her
She
two.
donated a $30 Grocery Girls gift card for each game. Cindy, thank you so much for doing that.
Who does that?
I don't know who did that. Which one were you thinking of?
That was it. There was 2 of them.
Oh, rudeness. But I thought you were thinking of something else. But
Nope.
You did see a Fiber Hustle mug in there that we gave away from Knit Swag. But one of the games, Kelly from Knit Swag actually had someone make their own custom mug, which was very nice of Kelly as well.
Love it. So we've got our Knit Swag mugs. I've got the green.
I got the blue, and I have like a drop of tea left.
And what's really awesome is that whether you're right-handed or you're left-handed, you're
You're still handed.
so handed. You can still see. So everybody else, usually they put whatever the print is, whatever the writing is, they put it towards the person drinking.
Yeah,
Because
both sides.
And it's like, that was one of the things that I asked Erin, hey, when we're ordering those, because we actually ordered these,
we did order these, yes.
I said, hey, are the words going to be on both sides, or is it right-handed? And he's like, yeah, it's on both sides.
And this is the first time she ever did a long letter like this, and I think it worked out perfectly.
Two
Two-line letters.
Love it.
Our next bingo is already full, so we'll tell you when it is. It is going to be a Valentine's Day bingo on 2/13, so the day before Valentine's. It's going to be on Saturday this time.
It is called a, what did you call it? A pre-funk. It's a Valentine's Day
It's a
bingo
Valentine's Day
pre-funk.
Pre-funk. That one is filled. Below will be the link to sign up for future bingos. We're going to start doing probably every 2 months. If you want to send a donation that we can give away at bingo, you're more than welcome to reach out to us through fiberhustle@gmail.com or Instagram, and we'll be more than happy to take your donation and send it out into the world to our bingo winners. So very excited about that.
Come on, bingo.
Come on, bingo. And all we have left is had to have it or things that people thought we needed to have.
Oh, okay. So, y'all. Susan, Susan
Awesome.
blew our minds. So let's just show you.
And she had this at bingo and presented it at bingo.
Susan presented us and sent this Fiber Hustle diorama, which couldn't be more flippin' amazing.
It is amazing. She made this. I mean,
Well, okay, so these dolls are 50 years old?
I think she said 50 or 60 years old.
These are from the
parents.
1960s. And these were her mother's. And, excuse me, she had them and she made this diorama. It was part of her whole bingo, because we encouraged everybody, hey, deck the halls and all that. Like, she had
decked the
this,
halls.
and it was so, we absolutely love it. These are going to be so well loved and cared for. Although we are late for a lot of things between December and already spilling into January, all of our Christmas stuff has already been put away. But we wanted to keep these out and share these and just say, Susan, thank you so much.
So awesome. The first thing he said is, look, the nose is accurate for you. It's like, read this. But they do look like us. They're super cute. She put Chip, Fiber Hustle, then Aaron, a little boat here, which is kind of falling off in a stage. And it looks like I'm playing something.
You're playing
Some kind of horn or something.
Some kind of horn.
And I'm the musician, so it totally makes sense.
And I'm
Love it.
holding a little light.
Look, Chip's outside. Kinda.
It's like we're on the Fiber Hustle float.
I know. It's so awesome.
We're on the Fiber Hustle float, just coming to you.
No, we're gonna put this up every year, and it's awesome.
I assure you, Susan, we are gonna cherish this, and we will take care of it. Thank you so much. That was so, it blew our minds when we saw this. So
It was.
Thank you very much. It was great.
And speaking of people making things that are us, our friend, which we showed earlier, a bingo gift that she donated, Jedi Dragoon, Jennifer, made us a Christmas card, and it is, I'm going to show it under here, it is actually the Fiber Hussies.
The Hussies hijacked our Christmas card.
And that is so clever, so creative, and it looks like the Fiber Hussies. Love them or hate them, gang, they are here to stay. I mean,
It looks like
she got the eyeshadow.
She got the hair right. She got the eyeshadow right.
The wonky bosoms for me, because mine kept on going everywhere.
Oh my God. I mean,
That's
Jennifer, you stinker.
You little stinker. Something that someone sent me for my birthday, I'm super excited about this, is our friend, I mentioned her probably 3 times already, Carrie from The Creative Obsession, made me like a little bag to put notions or whatever in. And I don't know how she did it. I assumed you and her talked about guitars, because she made me a little bag, and what is on there is a blue Les Paul, Gibson Les Paul. And what's even more...
Okay, so wait. So Carrie reaches out and says, what's Aaron's favorite guitar? I don't know. I don't know. So I just asked, and he's like, oh, I think it's, and he says what it is, my blue...
my blue Les Paul.
My blue Les Paul. And I'm like, okay, good enough. I didn't know what Carrie was doing.
She was doing awesome. That's what she was doing.
She was doing awesomeness.
But gang, this is my number one. This is like, if the house is on fire besides Chip and Seamus, this is the first thing I would go for. This is my axe, my blue Les Paul, that I've had for like 25 years. It might not be my most expensive guitar but this, you ever have that car that you can parallel park and don't even have to think about? This guitar is my workhorse. It does everything. Right here, the paint is starting to chip for how much I play, and my arm goes, and this is...
And
I should insert a video of me rocking right now.
how many guitars do you have?
We're not going to talk about that. I don't have enough. But yeah, so this is what she made.
But wait, there's more.
she made a little Prince thing that looks like a pick as the opener. What do you call this? A clasp? No. What's this called? What would you call this? Okay. Anyway, she made this thing to go on it, to open it. But I watched her most recent podcast, and she's talking about this bag, and it was actually a shrinky dink. So she drew the Prince logo, because I'm a huge Prince fan, and then it was like this big and shrunk down to this size.
No kidding.
Kid you not. And then look at this. Even better.
Oh.
It's full of Werther's Originals.
Oh, God.
I opened it, and these things just went everywhere. I was like, she gets me. She knows me. It's Prince. It's Werther's Originals. It's awesome. So thank you very much for one of the greatest birthday gifts that anyone has given me. I appreciate it very much.
I mean, Carrie, amazing, amazing, amazing. So thoughtful. He absolutely loved it. He was beaming.
Yes, I was beaming. I was like, look at this. This is so awesome. What else? Our friend Jen in Arizona sent us some things.
Oh, yeah. So Jen spoiled us. So she is from Arizona. So she sent us some beer koozies.
Which I will probably use way more than Chip.
And yes, so that'll be for your beer. And then she sent you yarn.
She did. She sent us this card. And she said, I can't send the purpose of the gift was for Chip, but she goes, she can't send something to Chip without saying something to me. So this is Flock Fiber Studios. It is Fireside DK, 100% superwash merino, and So Much Snow is the main skein, and then Wintergreen and Deep Freeze are the others. And this combo together is
I see what she was going for. You were going for the Fiber Hustle colors, and I love it.
Love it. I mean, I'm so excited to use this. And I think I've seen this on the internet somewhere. I don't know where, but I am excited to try this. Thank you so much.
So,
Jen.
I'm sorry, Jen. I was caught up in that. So, Jen, you were flipping, listening, and spoiling. She also sent us some Ghirardelli's chocolate. But I thought there was 2 in here.
It is January now. If they haven't been eaten by now, then there's a problem.
I'm surprised. So we had quite the number of candy canes on that tree. I'm surprised the tree itself was not bald because you were always snatching them candy canes.
A couple friends sent me a lot of candy. I'm a big peppermint candy cane person, but I tried to go lighter this year. Like I only made 2 or 3 batches of cookies instead of like the regular 12 batches.
Yeah, we didn't go cookie crazy.
Yeah. Now I want a cookie.
So I still have my caramel, the peppermint bark. I think that made it.
You told me, to be honest, gang, here's the truth. Here's the tea. I'm spilling it. He says, don't eat that till we show it. I'm like, it's like December 11th. How am I not supposed to eat this till we show it? I went 2 whole weeks. We were supposed to record. Then the hair fiasco happened. I was like, these are mine. So I ate them. I was like, you can't leave peppermint bark laying around the house and not eat it.
Okay, so it came in a handy carrying case. And then this was the whole point of things. So
yes.
I was making those bows for that Christmas tree. I'm sorry, the wreath.
The moon wreath.
And was ready to be fit to be tied. And I was like, I am not a bow maker, and I tried my best, but you know what? She's like, I've got just the thing for you, and generously sent it. So it's a Bow Easy. It's a make bows. What does it say? Make mini bows with ease. So love it. Made in the USA, and basically it helps you make. And I've already made 2 teeny tiny
Yes, itsy titsy ones.
little bows, which I could never have
You could probably
imagined doing that by without this tool. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It really did.
I haven't even touched it yet.
It does the magic.
Made in the USA too.
I just said that.
I was listening to my inner self and not you.
I mean, look at these. Like this one is really, I think this was the first one I did. And even though that, like, I wasn't sure exactly how to do my knot, but these bows are much improved over the ones that I tried making without any kind of tool. This one turned out so perfect. I'm in love. So yeah, like this was a good find. Thank you so much.
Yes, we really, really appreciate it. Super nice of you. I love it. People don't have to send us anything, but when we get stuff, it's just, you get us the good stuff, and we love it. Again, it's just, we are very appreciative that you even think of us and things that we can do with things that you send us. We really do appreciate it.
Thank you very much for your generosity.
Maybe we'll have
a lock on the candy.
There's no more all the candy canes. There's no way I can eat. My friend Serena sent me so many candy canes. It was 2 full boxes like that big, and there's no way I could sugar crash.
Now, I did have one more thing.
For me?
No.
Oh, that was just sad.
So it only took 5 months for the second half of my birthday fabric to arrive.
Yes, I ordered the birthday fabric in July. His birthday was in August. Half of it came, and the rest of it just came a week ago.
It came a week ago, and both of us, we had no idea what this package was. You know, you get your package like, ooh, what is this? It could be anything. You know, you're looking at the envelope, and we both giggled when we saw what it was, because it was like the seller.
Forget about it.
Unfortunately, the seller had to be talked to about like communicating. And still, even like after the conversation that we had, whether or not the fabric should be canceled or otherwise, I was like, we waited this long. But she didn't reach out to say, hey, it's on its way. Nothing. It just arrived.
Yeah, it wasn't
the best.
It wasn't 5-star service from this seller.
Not the best Etsy service. So I would watch them in the future. Not going to share. Not going to name names. But this is the Allison Glass.
Nope.
No, I'm sorry. This is the Tula Pink.
Yep.
Free Spirit Hexes fabric, and
It's almost psychedelic.
it is so fun for me, somebody who does not usually deal with this kind of patterns a lot. It's intimidating, but you know who really made use of this fabric? I was so impressed. So we have Charlie, who made this bag, and you can't quite tell, but in the little pocket right here, it's the hexie fabric. And I spotted that, and he's like, yeah. Oh, I had mine a couple months now. He had to keep his project under wraps because this was going to be a gift, and he really did a lot of work on this bag. So Charlie, you're amazing. That bag really did turn out well, and you made a really good use of the fabric. I mean, like in this, I think a little goes a long way.
Oh, definitely.
And so I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I do think it's going to push me beyond my comfort level. And if you guys want to have any consults, we need to have a quilting night.
Quilters welcome.
Quilters are us.
.com.
.org. So that is all of my had to have it's. Okay, anything else?
That is all, sir.
Thank you again, Katie. We really enjoyed having you on Meet the Maker.
Shut up and take my money.
And thank you very much for all of your love and all the kind cards. We're going to be writing ours out and hopefully sending them out. Let's just shoot for Christmas in July.
Yes, let's do Christmas in July. It'll be so much fun for everybody.
But we hope that you're doing well. Thanks for if you've stuck around this long. We're so glad to have you, and we do look forward to seeing you soon.
Johan. Play us out.
Play us out.